I'm joined live in studio right now by Reverend Eugene Rivers. He's a pastor at Azusa Christian Community Church and an MSNBC analyst, as well as Samuel Roberts, also joining us live. He's an associate professor of history at the Columbia University. Reverend Rivers, thanks for joining me. When I introduced you, the crowd started screaming. Did you bring your own group of people with you?
I got my crew with me, right? Oh, yeah. No.
You know, let's talk about these expectations. I mean, better than average. 28% saying outstanding president.
That makes sense to me.
Why?
Because the Obama phenomena has generated just extraordinary expectations around the world. So among young people, the younger demographic, let's say the 18 to the 40 demographic, oh, he's the man. Oh, Barack Obama is a world historical figure for countless numbers of young folk. He is the source of an optimism and a re-engagement with the political process that we saw, which we really didn't expect. Yeah. We weren't sure whether the young people were going to show up. Right. They showed up in full force. And so he has generated a level of enthusiasm and excitement. I came down on a shuttle from Boston this morning, and the young people were like, they were so hyped. It was like unbelievable. I mean, and they're going to come out here, they're going to freeze, and I'm really not, I'm too old to be messing around freezing. These folk coming out here to freeze and going to feel good. Yeah. So I think he's generated a level of enthusiasm globally that we're just seeing an example of in the United States.
Yeah, we remember, Samuel, the night of the election. I'm in Alabama. People are celebrating there, but we showed live shots on NBC and MSNBC from all around the world, and the excitement was incredible. But I want to ask you, and I'll be a little risque here, comedian Chris Rock has this joke that he says that it would have to take the economy to be in dire situation, two wars, for there to be an African-American president elected. He says that in jest.
There's no comment,
but obviously people, I don't have a comment. I'm just reciting what he said. But it is interesting, the expectations as Americans, and then when you break it down, expectations for black Americans. And there are some who are ready to criticize Obama if he does not, in their opinion, look at some of the issues facing black America, which quite honestly are the same. The recession and job loss are those issues, but you have some waiting.
Yeah, I think there's a point to that, to quote the esteemed political scientist Christopher Rock. Yes, there is a certain amount of this that's part of the economy. And I think, in all seriousness, actually, that people will, or people have come to understand that when you're in an economic crisis, that many of the things that historically, either in deep history or recent history, tend to fall away, those things that have divided us. And I think that was Barack Obama's message, throughout his entire campaign. And if I might add also as well, if you look at the Jeremiah Wright incident as a kind of perfect moment, his handling of that was, I mean, not just politically expert, but also a real truth-telling moment, I think, for the nation at large or in general. And I think after that, what we think about racial divisions thereafter and into Obama's presidency will have a completely different complexion, so to speak.
And interesting. Well, Reverend Rivers, I do want to talk also about religion and this Obama administration. You, of course, being the appropriate person to ask this question, too. So many people associate conservatives and Republicans as those who have religion, and the liberals are seen as those who run away from it. Obama has kind of, again, played the line. Rick Warren, a controversial minister, and he's also talked about some other initiatives with the church. How does religion play a role in his administration with keeping that balance that he's trying to do with getting love from Republicans and from Democrats?
Look, Obama is the man. He played it down the center. He understood.
But is he the authentic man? I mean, it's one thing to be the man.
No. I'm not saying the man in that he's got the office. I'm saying that Obama has played a game which was a four-dimensional speed chess game brilliantly. I mean, on the one hand, he had to be black, but he could be too black. And Chris Rock is actually probably one of the best analysts we have, including even among the academics. Because when Chris says, listen, all hell had to break loose, the world as we understood it had to come to an end to provide an opportunity for black men to get elected, that's true. That shouldn't take a lot of courage to say that. Well, you have, in fact, Axelrod said himself, listen, the complete collapse of Wall Street created the greatest opportunity for us and tipped it for Obama. Well, that's essentially a very euphemistic way of saying what Chris said, which was all hell had to break loose and the world virtually had to end to create an opportunity for black men. Now, on the religion piece, this is very interesting. One of the most significant political developments after Tuesday will be how religious institutions position themselves, because in some sense, Obama has ideologically conducted a coup d'etat. He has displaced all the old black political establishment with this campaign. Secondly, he has introduced the opportunity for faith-based institutions to be more prominent political actors in contrast to the old guard. It's going to be very interesting, intellectually and politically.
Well, thank you, Reverend Rivers. And Samuel, because you give the minister a mic, we're going to eat up your time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But it's a great conversation. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Samuel. It's always great to talk to you. Reverend Rivers,
Thank you very much.